It's dark in here because the power is out. Waiting for the power to come back on. Okay. What's up, everybody? We got crazy power problems, of course, because I'm in the mountains of Kerala and the weather is just fucking crazy here. So, I'm reading some notes to the left in case you're wondering. I want to thank you all for coming. My name is Daniel Weber. This is Stories of Hope. If you know me, great. If you don't know me, too bad you're on my show anyway. We have a great show for you today. Tell us more about your new music. Lots of great new music coming. That was actually a song, High on You, from one of the Disparrow's last albums. So tell me where you're all from, and is my voice still not coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? I bet my voice is coming just fine. Hello, hello. Give me a thumbs up if you guys hear me okay. Right now, we are going to get rocking because we got a crazy show, and I'm already like 3 minutes late because the power is such an issue here. So, thank you so much for coming. It's been a crazy day as always in India and all over the place. I'm reading some notes over here about what is going on. So, I want to thank everyone who has been tuning in. It's been amazing. The response has been amazing. Every day more and more people are signing up for the broadcast. Belmore, New York. No way. You fuck with me? I'm born in Belmore, New York. Wow. Who's that? Camerson 824. Whoever you are, I'm born in Belmore. What's up, Nepal? I love that. I love Nepal. Kathmandu is one of my favorite places in the world. Have you met Michael Jackson? No. That would have been amazing if I did. Again, if the power goes out while we are broadcasting, we would try to continue. It might be dark, but I will still be talking. If I'm talking too fast for you, then you can rewatch this back here on Instagram, IGTV, or on YouTube, or on Facebook. We will continually be broadcasting this, replaying this, so you can check it out. Now, you are somewhat near Sarnia. I love that. Wow, Karen is born in Sarnia. We got Pune, we got Malaysia, all over the place. I love it. Greetings. Wow. I love it. Everybody's from all over. This is so cool. Okay, so, again, I'm not a talk show host, but I'm doing a talk show because I want to bring awareness to a bunch of things that are going on during the pandemic in India and abroad. And also I want to bring resources to people. We've had great people. We've had doctors. We've had nurses. We've had mental health experts, fitness experts, dietitians, nutritionists. We've had people that have helped find oxygen, ICU beds, oxygen concentrators, medicine, food, whatever. We keep posting. We've had the heads of PETA on here helping animals and people. We've had Amy from $1 Million Vegan. They're doing a huge donation of food. So, hello from America. So, yes, we have had a lot of great people. We have a great, great, great guest today. So, who are you? We have fun official. You're funny, dude. Not a talk show host, but no, Howard Stern had a great for radio, but I don't know about me. So, anyway, here we go. Without further ado, we're going to start. First off, thank you to the frontline workers and to the nurses, doctors who do an amazing job every day. I thank you guys. You're doing awesome. You are helping, flattening the curve, bringing it down. We are bringing it down day by day. Thank you to the journalists. You're on the front line. You're doing an amazing job. You are frontline workers. You are telling what is really going on out there, and I thank you for that. What else we got here? Okay, today was another day. It was improving. Even though the numbers went up just a little bit, it was 2.76 lakh new cases of positives. There was actually 2.2 million tests conducted in India, which is actually a high. There's never been that. That's on average. Generally, there's 1.8 million tests a day done, has reported. It's about 450,000 more tests a day with only a 10,000 increase in positivity. So that is actually a big decrease in the overall percentage, if that made sense. So that is a good thing, and we need to keep monitoring that. The recovery rate right now is at 86.74%, which is very good and getting better. Home testing kits are going to start being made available. Think about that. You do not have to rush to a lab, a clinic, or have someone come. You will be able to be buying home testing kits. They have been approved in India. They are approved elsewhere in the world. I've used them in the States through Dr. Grant Loosevelt. He ran a test on me at his house. And so those are soon going to be available. I think probably within a matter of weeks, maybe a few months. But imagine that. You can test yourself at home. Quick swab. Boom. Pop it in, back it out, send it where you have to, and you'll find out right away what's going on. That would be amazing. It would be a huge game changer. I usually give a shout out to 2 or 3 amazing stories. Also, I want to give one to, in Greece, a local entrepreneur. They went through crazy first and second wave of the pandemic. They had a very hard time. That was also actually after having a financial and economical crisis in the country. So they sort of got hammered a lot. So what they did was Melina, no power. This is what happens in Kerala. We have no power. I'm not sure why the state of Kerala. And I'm back with no power, no lights, but I'm going to continue going in the dark. So tired, there's no power. So Melina from Greece, great job. She put together a bunch of local food places to help feed people that needed. And that was really wonderful. In Chad, they had no access to sanitizer, and we're back on with power, and I'm still talking. In Chad, they had no access to sanitizer of imports. They ran out. We are giving them super props. They did a conjunction with the support of the International Development Association. They starting to manufacture gel sanitizer there in Chad, which is a first of time that they are doing that there. Bravo. You know what it means? When you don't have shit, do it yourself. Figure it out. And in this kind of pandemic, we figure it out. So now I am going to introduce my next guest. I'm going to tell you a little bit about her first because I'm running really late. I'm sorry, Sarah. Connecting. Okay, we're back on. So I'm sorry, Sarah, we're running really late. I'm bringing you in 1 minute. Here we go. And I'm talking as fast as I can. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about Sarah. I believe she's a champion of mental health and now fitness and wellness. I personally do not know her. She has been recommended to me to come on this segment. I have a bunch of questions for her. I'm going to bombard her with questions of stuff that she's doing. I'm going to bring her in. She's going to introduce herself, and I think she's going to be wonderful. She has an amazing following. There she is. People believe in her. People trust her. And that's without further ado, we are going to bring in the one, the only, Mrs. Sarah Jane Diaz. Diaz is such a Spanish name. Hi.
Hello.
I'm talking so fast because
You are talking really fast. I thought I spoke fast, but you beat me.
Thank God it's being rebroadcasted because I have so much to cover in like 20 minutes so people don't get bored.
You're doing really well. You're doing really well. It's hard to believe you're not actually a talk show host.
No, I'm definitely not a talk show host. And the power goes on and off every fucking 5 minutes because I'm in the mountains in Kerala right now.
That's really funny. Yeah, because every now and then you're in silhouette, but I can hear you like babbling on. So
and it's just voice, yeah. So
yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay. Hi everybody. I'm Sarah Jane. You probably know me from being an actor and being a Miss India, and I'm doing web shows, which you probably have seen as well. And I'm just taking this time while we're keeping ourselves safe indoors to introduce people to the idea of just being healthy, both in their minds and in their bodies. So that's a brief bit about me.
I didn't know you were Miss India. That's so cool.
Yeah, I was. I won in 2000. That's kind of cool because then this can be like a genuine conversation.
Yeah, I know nothing about you. I just, like I told you, I was tuned into what you're doing through Ashwarya from I'm Happiness Global.
Yes, she's wonderful. Yeah.
Correct. One of my questions is actually, what were you doing before the pandemic? Because I don't have any clue. So this is really great that you just briefed me.
Yeah.
Not to be like.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. I've only been doing this for 20 years, Daniel, so that's fine.
Listen, I've only been in India for 10 years, and I live in
It's
a
fine.
complete.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. It's fine.
I'm in my own world, and I am definitely sure that I am missing out on a lot of amazing people and a lot of amazing things. So,
You're doing a really good job of sort of getting to know people through this as well, and sort of just connecting the right dots so that people
yeah,
are aware of what other people are doing. So
yeah, this
yeah,
is like anti-social world. This is how we get to know people now. We
yeah,
don't meet
yeah,
them; we
yeah,
just talk to them on video.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm going
yeah.
to dive right in with a bunch of questions for you because I read all the stuff that you're doing and your lengthy voice note that you left me, which I love because I do the same thing. And
Yeah,
now
I
I have
love voice
all the
notes.
information. Yes, I could tell. I love that. Okay, so before lockdown, I just got a brief of what you were doing. You act, you
Yeah,
were Miss India, you're obviously in the entertainment space, which is great. So
yeah.
now I have to know, because the pandemic started, we'll say February, March 2020, all of a
hmm
sudden, what? Work, obviously, like all of us, entertainment space totally was out. And then what made you just totally shift into mental health and awareness?
So what's interesting to note here is that I didn't actually shift into the pandemic. I had launched a mental health awareness initiative called Mind It
Okay,
with a partner, and I started that the previous year in January, and we did on-ground events. And the on-ground events went really, really well. So when the pandemic happened, it kind of made a natural progression to being online events.
correct.
Um, and I think for a bit of background as to why I didn't really, this is going to sound really cliched, but I didn't choose mental health. It kind of chose
Chose
me.
you.
It
I
was
knew
just
that was coming.
something that, yeah, it is, it, as cliched as it might sound, it's just something
Not
that
you.
it's not, no, it is you. This time it is you. It's definitely you. It's definitely you.
All right, sorry.
Um, but no, I just feel like it was just something that even pre-pandemic, I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety,
Well,
and it was really difficult for me. And at the time when I got depressed and anxious and I got diagnosed with it, there really wasn't much conversation about it out there. And I was just convinced that I couldn't be the only one suffering and I couldn't be the only one who was going through this. And as I started to feel better, I was like, I have to tell somebody that you can feel better and that this is how you feel better. And it's okay to talk about it because it doesn't make me feel weak in any way, or it doesn't make me weak in any way. It made me feel weak. But there was also something beautiful and empowering that happened the more I spoke about it and the more I shared with people.
I
There was
love that
this
you're so
exchange.
open about this, by the way.
Thank you.
Love that. That's really a great thing because that answers
Thank
like
you.
5 of my questions of people that have what is the fear? Why do you feel that people have so much fear coming out with this, especially in like 2020, 2021? Like, I feel like we sort of speak about everything and we just dump our whole lives on social media into the world. Why do people still, you think, have a fear about coming forward about being depressed, or do they not know they're depressed?
It's a mix of both. I just also want to clarify a couple of things that there can be situational depression and situational anxiety, and there can be clinical depression and clinical anxiety, right? So I was diagnosed with clinical anxiety and depression that was brought on from years of dealing with certain traumas, certain unhappy incidents that happened in my life. I went to a doctor, I had blood tests done, I had scans done, and, a whole lot of examinations before I was actually told that I had clinical depression. And it was a persistent symptom that kept coming back. I was consistently unhappy in an otherwise happy world that
Oh, really?
then led me to, so for all intents and purposes, and I still am, I was blessed. I had a good job. I had loving
That's what I was
family.
going to say. You were doing what you love to do, but yet you were
Yes,
still
yes,
not
yes,
happy. Yeah,
exactly,
that's, yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly. So that was the driving force. But the other thing that I wanted to mention was that what people are going through right now is it could be clinical depression and anxiety, but it's also important to note that it's situational, and the situational is COVID. And
Yeah.
it's the unpredictability of life. Actually, more than COVID, it's the unpredictability of life because you're literally face to face with life and death. And you don't know. People have lost jobs, people have lost relationships, people have lost loved ones. There is a complete unknown entity that has entered into our universe, and there seems to be no end to it. And that's actually the root of anxiety. The root of anxiety is basically worrying about the future. And in the past, if you'd worry about the future, it was at least safe to get out of your house and maybe get a new job or go take up a new hobby or started playing a new sport. But right now, you can't even do that, you
So
know?
I've had several doctors on that in this space that basically tell people, and you tell me if you agree with this or not, tell people that there's no reason to really have this anxiety because, you know, if you're going to have COVID anxiety, it's one thing that you're locked up, but it's only 1% of people are the fatalities, which there are other diseases in life that surpass 1% by far,
Yeah,
like heart disease.
yeah,
And,
yeah.
you know, so is it really something that people should get over easier as an anxiety because they really think about that percentage, or they should be thinking about it?
Absolutely, they should be thinking about the percentage. But the interesting thing about being told that you shouldn't do something is you're going to want to do it more, huh? Like
Correct.
if you're being told, and it's much easier said than done because we genuinely, as humankind, we haven't faced anything like this in our generation, right?
Correct.
I mean, there have been the bubonic plague and all sorts of other things in the past, but in our generation, we've only read this stuff in books. We've never actually had to face something like this before. So I think that it's the responsibility of each person to take facts into consideration, and which is why I loved how you started the show, to really look at the fact that as many people are suffering and dying, there are that many people also healing,
Correct.
and
That's very,
you need to take that into
yes.
consideration, and you need to put certain tools and techniques and habits into place that will help you deal with your overall anxiety. Because the thing is that something like an anxiety is not really going to go anywhere even after the pandemic is over, because you'll find something else to be anxious about,
Absolutely. And my mother
right?
is someone who's always anxious about everything. She could be anxious about going to the grocery store. She's probably going to kill me for saying all this.
Oh
She's
my
going to be
God, you
anxious.
should see my mother before she has to take a flight.
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly. Oh,
I love
everything.
this is
Flight, anything at all.
yeah,
Oh, I have to
yeah,
drive there. Oh my God. I'm like,
yeah,
this is making you anxious? This is crazy.
yeah,
She
yeah.
finds, so of course, COVID like sent her totally through the roof for, you
Yeah,
know.
it's absolutely, it's more than understandable. I don't think, I'm not a doctor, but I don't think that if someone were talking to me about it, I would say, don't feel this way. I would probably have to, be like, okay, do this instead. I won't say don't, I just say
Yeah.
do this instead, right? Educate yourself about the facts, get vaccinated, make sure that you have a COVID kit ready at home for those of you who can afford it. Make sure that you've got stuff at home. Like what I did was, well in advance, and I've been really fortunate and lucky that none of my family has gotten it, but I bought the basic medication that is required and the basic supplements that was required to keep you
Yes.
healthy, and I just
Correct.
kept stock of it at home so that God forbid anyone does fall ill, at least we've got the basic stuff, right?
You know,
um
how I don't even know within my office. So I have maybe 12 people that sit, or 11 people. 3 were
yeah.
positive that I interacted with every day. Yet me and my family didn't get sick. And then one
Oh,
person in
bless.
my home, a staff, was positive, asymptomatic. Randomly, we tested everybody every like 2 weeks, just randomly. No one got sick. I just say,
Bless.
I look, God's grace, because I don't even
Yeah,
know.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There still is so much unknown, Daniel. That's the
Yes,
thing.
exactly. Yeah.
and
There's
and
no
that
rhyme
is
or reason. Right.
and that is prime material for anxiety. When you
Anxiety.
say to someone
I
like,
know.
what do you mean I
Exactly.
don't know, right?
I've
And
had
the
like
truth
10
is,
meltdowns,
yeah,
trust me. Definitely.
yeah, exactly. So
So,
it's hard, and my heart goes out to everybody, let alone people who are, you know already suffering from anxiety and depression and then have to deal with this on top of that, or people who have mothers who have children at home and who are fathers who are out of work, and it's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
I personally am doing in, I think, 2 or 3 days. I've never been to therapy before. I don't even know that I ever believed in that until probably maybe a year ago. And I'm doing an online therapy live, so people know that if I can be comfortable doing it, then people
That's
should be able.
amazing.
And he's with
That's
like
amazing.
world-renowned, therapists, mental therapists, because you know what? I might host this, and I, like you, thank God I'm fortunate, and life has been kind, but I have my own anxieties as well, and
Of
I would
course.
like to discuss them. And people should know that whatever is perceived and the way you look at someone, everybody has something. There's no chance
Yeah.
that everything's perfect.
Yeah.
So I want
Yeah.
people to feel comfortable. So although I'm scared,
That's amazing.
well, you know,
You should be. You should
Yeah.
be.
I do.
But no one got stronger by doing the easy things.
I agree with that. So,
So, yeah.
all right, I got a bunch of questions for you. Number one, finding
Okay.
a doctor for mental therapy and mental health.
Okay.
Finding where do people go? Because I've had people on and doctors, and the first thing they always say is there are so many incorrect doctors.
Right.
So where do people find the right?
Well, I met at least four. I met at least 4 therapists before I actually found the one that worked for me.
Yeah, no, every doctor told me the same thing, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that actually has a lot to do with your general intuition. You're getting into a relationship with this person pretty much. They're probably going to know you better than, if you're extremely honest, better than your spouse, better than your family, right? So you need to feel comfortable with them. And certain people just click and certain people just don't. I don't think of course you want somebody who's qualified and knows what they're talking about, but you also have to see how you feel at the end of the session, because each therapist, psychologist uses different tools and techniques to help you, and that has to work for you. So I'll give you an example from my own life. I'm a teacher's pet kind of person. So I'm always sort of like, I work really well when you give me a goal and you give me homework and you tell me, like, those are golden words to me. You tell me to journal, and I'm just that kid. I just have always been that kid, and I've always enjoyed it. And so I can't do too much just communication. I need to physically do something. You need to physically give me something to do. So I found a therapist who also has done a leadership program in the past. So she combined her knowledge of both and then led me down a path where I was not only dealing with my emotions, but I was also putting all that healed energy into action and doing something positive.
Right, Matt. Yeah, I think most doctors are kind of trying. I didn't know if they were saying it as there are just too many people that are unqualified, or it's about finding the right match. Because
there are those as well. There are those as well. There are those who are sort of
the viewers about that. I found interesting.
No, I would really suggest that whoever out there is thinking about therapy, there are a couple of really good websites. There's one called Therapize, which actually you should probably talk to them also on your show, because they do some really good work. They make it's people should know this. Yeah. So it's called Therapize, and there's another one called Empower Minds. I'm doing a 21-day mental wellness challenge with Empower Minds next month. So
gonna post about it.
So it's something that if you don't want, and if you don't want to do one-on-one therapy and you can't afford to do one-on-one therapy, and you want to just dip your fingers into it and just see how you feel, because I believe that everybody can help themselves. So we're starting the program on the 1st. It's 21 days, and it's got it's got a bunch of therapies combined. It's got movement, it's got mindfulness, it's got art therapy, everything under one roof. So it's something that you should really, because I think
people should know about. I like this.
Yeah, it's just a good way for you to sort of just gauge whether you're really up for this, you know?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay, after, let me see, after Minded, you transitioned during the second lockdown, you transitioned into fitness, and
Yes.
I guess not therapy, but wellness, right? Or is it sort of, I don't know the terminology that's correct.
I mean, it's interesting you say not therapy, because I designed a post that said, "This is my therapy," and it's a picture of me working out.
Yeah. So I'm wondering, like, I mean, I guess being fit and well is a therapy. So yeah, I guess it is a therapy. So you transition into that. Now tell me why all of a sudden changing or adding on?
Adding on. It wasn't a change. I've been working out or doing some form of physical fitness for all my life. And I have just found that, and now there's more and more research that's proving the connection between mind, body, and medicine. And I just feel that it works both ways, that if you can't just heal your mind and not take care of your body, because they work in unison. So and it can work the other way. That's the whole point of yoga, right? Yoga actually takes you to a place of nirvana through physical movement, through controlling your breath. And that sort of is really important and something that I wanted to share with people. And the promise that I make to people when they do my workouts is not that you're going to lose weight. It's not that you're going to put on weight. It's not that you're going to build muscle. It's literally that you're going to be feeling energized. And that's all I really wanted for whoever was sitting at home, sitting at their desks,
Yeah.
and not really moving, or making excuses to not find the time to take care of their bodies, because it's such a powerful tool. The body is such a powerful tool. And
Yes.
if you just give it this much, it gives you that much in return, right? You do like a 15-minute workout or 10 jumping jacks, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, you know what? I can handle that situation at work. It's magic. It's really magic.
So you have
Um,
a 6-segment program, right?
Yes, I have a 6-segment program. It's not more than 20 minutes each. It's basic beginners. You can do it with absolutely no equipment, or if you have a yoga mat, and it's meant for people who have confined spaces in their homes.
Okay, so do they get to do it with you live, or this is just for them to do on their own?
It's for them to do on their own. So it's
Okay.
because I didn't want to, different people have different goals. So for me, my goal is weight gain. So I will do a workout very slowly, whereas somebody who wants to maybe lose weight and sweat a bit, they can do the same workout much faster. So it's
This is
really
weird.
up
I
to,
had the same thing, which is crazy. I just went through the cycle to try to gain 15 pounds.
okay, there we go. Yeah. So
That's
you need to do things really slowly.
yeah,
Yeah.
actually
Where,
really
where,
hard.
where, where on that end of spectrum where people are like, you a-hole, I hate
I
you.
know, but it is what it is. I can't. I'm always very lean and fit, and
Yeah.
I work out
Yeah.
every day. Otherwise, my whole mental state is totally thrown off. Everyone in
Yeah.
my house
Yeah.
always says the same thing. Please go work out because you're throwing everybody off right now. So like
Yeah.
that's my headspace. So
Yeah.
for me to gain real muscle, I need to gain weight because
Yeah.
that's the way my body
Yeah.
type is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
going to ask you something. Your program, you're tackling 3 areas: anxiety, grief, and coping working from home. Now,
Yes.
I want to
Yes.
discuss each of these because these are all very interesting to me personally as well, which I'll probably end up
Okay.
talking about during therapy. So, um, well, anxiety. I mean, we all have anxiety. We just spoke about that, and that's
Yeah.
now, the biggest thing, working from home. So this is
Yes.
such a new dynamic, and what I've noticed is that even when things get better, so many companies are still like, work from home anyway. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, that to me, and everybody's different, that like makes me crazy. I love to go to an office. I love to go to a location. I think that is part of, for me, what is the relaxation. I don't mind a shitload of work. It could be anything and everything for 20 hours a day, as long as it's somewhere else. I don't want it to be at home. Now, you think, I mean, we all know that working from home, some people love it, which is amazing, it's not for me. And some people, like myself, despise it. Now, you think working from home is causing anxiety, do you?
Yes. Absolutely.
But so
Because a
many
lot of
people love
people, I mean, it's not causing me anxiety. I love it, but you have to understand that I'm right now an out of work actor, and I've gotten used to that feeling in my life. So I've learned how to make my space productive no
it.
matter where I am, and I've built my life such that I don't want to have to be in an office to be productive. But that's just how I've built my
Yeah.
life. There are tools and techniques which I will discuss, because I have an expert on board to have the conversation next Wednesday,
Okay.
of how you can create that space for yourself, and have an environment where you're being as productive as possible. But the reason I think that people are finding it really difficult to work from home, and I can say this because my sister's working from home right now and she doesn't like it, because she likes to go somewhere and she likes to do something and to
Correct.
sort of,
Yeah.
right, is that you need to find. So she has basically also used a workout. She goes to the terrace and she works out sometimes. She's just used that. Yeah. She's just used that as,
This is me. I'm in
no.
Kerala. I'm listen to this. This is crazy, right? Here, please come in. Look at this. This is amazing. Let me introduce this gentleman here. Look at him in his full kit, safety kit.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Namaskaram.
What is that? Like your dad, namaste. Is that your dinner?
It's other people's, but yeah, I'm in this confined little hotel room. Now continue. I
That's
basically
amazing.
the office is an extension of my, like, I wake up, I like can't wait. It's my office, so it's a different space. So
Yeah.
of course, I've
Yeah.
never worked
Yeah.
for anybody else, so I don't know
Yeah.
what that is like. But
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think it's healthy to go somewhere. But you're enjoying being in your space at home.
Yeah. I also just think that it's I don't want to say unfortunate because it'll just sound so much like, oh, it's so unfortunate. I'm just saying that we need to change perspective now because if you keep resisting, it's going to build further anxiety, right? And I think a certain amount of acceptance is required that this is how it's going to be. And I think Google has already told their employees to just work from home for the
Yeah.
next
And I know tons of
however
companies,
long.
that's what I was saying. They're just like, oh,
Yeah.
it's better. There you go. Thank you. Enjoy your day. And you can just say, yeah, this is what's happening. I know so many companies, they're like, you know what? Don't come back till June of 2022. And I'm like, whoa, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, yeah. But that's why it's so important to set boundaries because I think that you first need to create that space for you at home. And it's easy for me to say because I'm blessed. I have a 2-bedroom house. I live with my sister. We have enough place to sort of like, she has her desk. I have my
Yeah, but it's
desk. We
not
don't
the
interfere
norm.
with each other, right? That is not the norm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
this is
But
why people have anxiety working from home.
But
Like,
wait, but let me finish. So last year I was stuck in a 1-bedroom house with my mother, my sister, and me, and I still found a way to make the space. So I would literally work at the foot of my bed. I would put a yoga mat down, and I would
yeah,
use my dressing table for my desk. And
I'm
I
the same way.
had
I find space. I
yeah,
have to work
yeah,
out. If it's in the
yeah,
corner of the room,
yeah,
I'll work out
yeah,
for an
yeah,
hour by
yeah,
myself in the corner.
yeah, yeah,
I'm the same.
yeah,
Where I'll grab my
yeah,
laptop, I'll do my work, and
yeah.
by the windowsill. I don't care.
And
But
that's the thing, right? We don't have any control, Daniel, about what's happening to us. We only have control over how we react to it. And that's the ultimate truth is that if you, like, I had to tell my mother, and I mean, I love chatting with her and I love my morning conversations with her, but I had to tell her, I was like, okay, we can't speak for the first hour that I wake up. I can't be worried about whether there's fresh bread or whether there's eggs or I was like, I need that hour. I love you to bits. I'm not saying this because I'm angry, but please, for the first hour in the morning, don't talk to me.
it's better to set those
You know,
ground rules very early on.
it is. So
Yeah.
I know it's much easier said than done, but all you can really do is choose how you react. And it's easy for me to say, I don't have kids, I don't have pets, I don't know what it's like to have those distractions. But I am confident that if you really put your mind to it, that you can figure out a way to put down strong boundaries to make sure that you are the most productive in your space. And then you just need to accept the fact that this is what life is going to look like now.
I agree with that. I mean, I come from someone who I always like to have control of like my environment. So this has been like a really crazy wake up call for me that I'm so
Yeah.
not in control of this
Control.
situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
I sort of analyze everything in days and other countries. So I go, okay, the US, no more masks in the US. Okay, we got to be making progress. It's going to slowly make its way here. Okay, lockdown is 15 more days. Okay, if it gets extended one more week, that's only 7 more days. I sort of
Yeah.
analyze everything for the positive, but I'm still in my head going, dude, I'm fucking 16 months into this. What is going on?
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine. But this is where, and I'm sure that this is something that you'll tackle in your therapy as well. It's just a certain, it's a
Yeah.
certain surrendering, which I fortunately, again, I had started to surrender because of my diagnosis and
Mm.
because of what I'd been through.
Yes.
I lost a parent as well 2 years ago. So
Oh,
it's just been horrible, right? So I had to learn to surrender before COVID happened. So when COVID happened, it was that much easier for me to be able to surrender and be like, okay, I have no control over this. I have no control over this. I have no control over this.
I don't think
I
I've
have
come to
only
terms with that.
control. Yeah, but you will because you need to work the muscle. And if you work the muscle, you'll get there. And
Listen,
that's,
you lost
again,
a parent 2 years ago. I lost my father, who was probably my best friend 2 years ago as well, a year and maybe 3/4 ago. And I'm
gosh,
not
I'm
even sure
sorry.
and I'm not even sure that I've dealt with that yet. So dealing with all this, I'm sure and everybody should be aware that none of us are any different than anybody else out there. We all have
Yeah.
this something that needs to come
Yeah,
out.
yeah, absolutely. And this is what the grief conversation was. I, I'm going to put this in a polite way. The actual way that I say this is quite explicit, but grief is the
Ah, say
is
it.
the melting pot. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Grief is like the melting pot of all the possible negative emotions. Every possible negative emotion that you could humanly feel all kind of combines into this ugly mess called grief. And it can take you, because we got asked a lot of questions as like, how long am I going to feel this way? And I said, it's up to you. It's really sadly up to you how long you're going to feel this way. And it's also up to your body and it's up to your mind how long it needs for it to heal. And that could last a couple of months, it could last a couple of years. But you just need to allow, accept, allow, accept, allow, accept. Much easier said than done, but you need to work the muscle.
Wow, you're like a really good motivational speaker. Has anybody ever told you
Thank
that?
you. No, you totally just made my day.
Oh, really? It's, you know, motivational speaking is a big thing, and I've had some people on here. You're very positive about everything, which is the first start
Thank
of being a
you.
great speaker. So maybe a
Thank
new,
you.
avenue if the pandemic continues for another 6 months.
Inshallah, we shall see. We shall see.
Yes. Okay, so I want you to tell everybody before we wrap the show up where to find you. Tell them about this 6 segments that you do, where they can find this, how they sign up to it, however it works. Please, the platform
Right.
is yours.
So the best way to get in touch with me is on Instagram, which is Sarah Jane Dias. I check all my messages. I check my DMs. I know you guys don't believe me, but I actually do.
She does.
Even though sometimes it's very, very painful, but I do it. I swear. Sometimes the comments I get,
Go
I'm
on
just
about
like,
it.
really?
Yeah.
Anyway, I should make a segment actually of reading funny comments someday. But yeah, so you can find me on Sarah Jane Dias, and the workout videos are on my IGTV. The talks are on my IGTV. And also this month I've been doing guided meditations twice a week, which are also on my IGTV. So I do them live on Monday and on Friday at 6 p.m. They're 5-minute meditations. They're just super easy. And I do the chats live on Wednesdays. So we are in the final week, actually. I'll do one meditation this Friday and then we have one more week left. But even if you miss it, don't worry, it's on my IGTV. And the thing I'm most excited about is next month I'm going to be doing the mental health challenge. It's a 21-day challenge, and I sincerely request everybody to join. The registration link will be up soon, and it's with Empower Minds. Empower Minds is a wonderful organization that helps raise awareness for mental health. So just do it. Just do it for you. Just, do it for your family. Do it for whoever needs it, really.
Okay. I
Thank you,
request
Daniel.
you send me the links and everything. We will be reposting it and then making sure that it is blasted out everywhere. It's important for people to try to take part of this and I guess better themselves, as I'm speaking as I need to be doing it as well. So I
And
am
you
going.
are, and yeah, and thank you, and I really thank you for doing what you're doing, and for sort of,
Oh,
like I said, connecting the dots and bringing the resources out there so that
a lot of resources people just don't know. It's crazy. They just don't know.
yeah, yeah. But now they will. Now
Thanks,
they
Sarah.
will.
So
Now
thank
they
you
will.
so much.
Thank you.
Yes, people say that I talk like crazy. I mean, you are like great competition for this. This is amazing. You have so much information and it's so positive and I love it. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you very, very much. Have a
Thank
lovely evening in Kerala.
you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that was Sarah. She is amazing, super positive, so energetic, so much to say, all great stuff. We're going to share her links where people can sign up, where people can do the meditation, the 6 segments, the 21-day challenge. We will share all of that over the next day. And that's it. That concludes our show. Thank you so much. We have another great guest tomorrow. I will not share the details because I will not spoil how lovely Sarah just was. And anything you need to know, any resources, you can DM me, you can email me, info@suncityent.com. You can rewatch this on YouTube, Facebook, back here on IGTV. You can DM for any resources you need, whether it's mental health, physical, meds, oxygen, ICU beds, rides to the hospital, share rides to the hospital if there's no access to ambulances, oxygen concentrators, cylinders, anything you need, you can DM. We have people all over the place in every state. We've been able to get food to people, medicine to people, people into hospitals. There are resources available. You just have to ask. That's all. There are resources. India has everything available. So don't fool yourself. Don't think it's not there. Don't listen to the negative media saying, oh, this is not happening. This is not happening. There's none of this. There's none of this. Yes, there's shortages of some things, but where there's a will, there's a way. Ask, DM, message people, post. We've been able to help so many people. So please, if you need help, do not hesitate to ask. Thank you. Love you. Be safe. If you got to wear 1 mask, 2 masks, 10 masks, whatever they're telling you to wear, wear it. Love you all. See you. Bye.